What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for all the love and support on my last video. In this video, I'm going to be going over the trades that I took from July 6th to July 10th. Just a weekly recap for you, going over all of the trades that I took. And then I'm also, for each session, going to go over what the ideal trade would have been for my setup. So without further ado, you can see I had a small green week this past week. Let's just jump into my trades. Okay, so this was the ideal trade. I did not take this trade. So marking out this 630 candle right here, it's this black candle with big wicks on both sides. Marking out the low of that candle, breaks below it, also respects this purple overnight VWAP, closes above the blue New York VWAP. You would have entered there on that candle closure, and this is a 2-minute chart targeting 1.5R, stop loss at the low of day. Boom. That's the ideal trade. Now, you're going to see in the next markup that I did, the trade that I took, I did not mark out this candle as a pivot because I was taking into account this candle right before it. And so I think moving forward, I'm going to ignore the pre-market noise and just focus on what that first 2-minute candle is doing. And this is on ES, the micro version of ES, MES. All right, so I was looking for a short. I marked out the 630, the top of the candle, right? That's that candle that I was saying. So that's why I didn't mark out this, or else I would have been looking for a long. But I marked out the top of it, kind of broke above it here slightly, and then I entered, got a kind of weird fill, but entered on that slight close below and had my stop loss at the high of the day and got stopped out. So this was a loss. Okay, this is Tuesday's ideal trade. Now, as I just said, I'm not really going to be thinking about the pre-market noise too much, but this is a key pivot here, and it kind of also is right here, right? And you can see as soon as the market opened, it came up to those levels, respected it, broke below both VWAPs, and was holding below both of these VWAPs. Came up to retest the purple VWAPs twice. I also marked out this pivot here, and entering on this third close below VWAP. This to me, this structure just screams shorts. And then, yeah, you could have gotten a really nice trade here, 2.6R. This take profit here is that previous structure that you can't see. So I didn't take this trade because I was a little late to the market this day, and I think I got up at around like 7, and it had already kind of happened. So I was waiting out, and I did take a winning trade this day, but I took a long later in the day, as you can see here. So I marked out this pivot here, broke below it, also was holding above this level multiple times, and I kind of just entered with stopping my stop loss here. It was just kind of really respecting this level, I could see, and I was, all morning there was still no pullback to the VWAP, so that was my target, and I got a nice little 1.2R on this trade. That was Tuesday. Okay, Wednesday. So this day, I'm going to show you the ideal trade, and then, so I actually got this entry. So I'll show you what I did right after this, so I marked out this pivot here, broke above it, and then close below the blue New York VWAP here, enter, stop loss at the high of day. Now I did that. That is what I did. And I, however, got a little spooked when I just got spooked, and I cut the trade. Because, I don't know, I was kind of like, I was feeling that the market was going to go long, and so I just really was super hesitant and did not really like the trade and thought I was going to get stopped out, and so I kind of took a small win, and I'll show you what I did right here. So again, marked the pivot, broke above, I literally entered there, and my TP was here, but I missed it. So this was my original take profit, okay? The low of the day. And it bounced off of it quickly, and then it was kind of coming up, and I was like, you know what, let me just cut it. And so I cut it for a very small win. Had I just held it, you could see it did come up kind of almost to my stop, but again, the trade played out really nicely, and I just missed it because I was that's really unlike me to not stick into my setup, but I think I was just feeling the fear and feeling the fact that this was gonna just go higher, and kind of ignored my take profit rules. So this was a really bad trade for me. Honestly, the better trade would have just been getting stopped out. So this kind of like, um, yeah, I was a little upset about this, and then I was like, all right, let me take another trade, and then I ended up losing. I ended up losing on NQ. Weird stop loss placement here. Should have been right here. And this is kind of like similar structure, right? But the stop loss was just not good. So had I just held that, my initial idea would have been way better. Would have worked out for me way more. But I didn't do that. But that's okay. I ended up taking it was a small red day this day, and it should have been a decent sized green day. But that's okay. We move forward. All right, Thursday. So this is the ideal trade, and this is actually the trade that I did take. I actually got a little bit more. I think I got a 1.6R on this one. Yeah, so you can see here, these are essentially the same exact trade. So, and this is low-key like my perfect setup. This is my A+ setup right here. So you can see 6:30, I marked out the bottom, the low of day. Immediate bounce off, immediate bullish reaction from the open. Pulled back, retested it, and like bounced right back up. Closed above both VWAPs, and that is just a great entry. Enter there, stop loss. Very decent size stop loss at low of day. Targeting, this was the key level that I marked out, 1.6R. That was a really nice trade. This was a long trade, though. This was a long trade to hold. This was what I got in 7:30-ish, held till about like 10:15. So, yeah, it's a long trade. It's longer than I like to be in trades. But you know what? Played out very nicely. Okay, so Friday, I did not trade. So I'll show you what the ideal trade would have been. I didn't trade this because, again, I woke up a little late. I saw this candle, and I was like, you know what? I'm good. I am good on that. Because then I was like, okay, if you're looking for longs, the stop loss would have had to have been here. I could have looked for shorts, but I don't know. It was just, this is an insane candle. What is this? A 60.2 minute candle. It's absolutely insane. So this was the ideal trade, though. So marking out this pivot right here, kind of broke above it, was testing it here, closed below the New York VWAP there, stop loss placed at above the high of day, and targeting, this ran for like at least a 5 or 6 hour, but because of how fast it happened, honestly, the only way you really would have been able to catch this move if you would have had a limit order placed, which I typically don't have. I typically will always have my stop loss placed, but I'll let it, and I'll manually close my trades. So that would have been the ideal trade, right? You could have gotten a little bit. You could also even, like, here would have been a 2R, or even a 1R would have been this purple VWAP, right? So, but since I got to the charts a little late, like I got here around like this time, and this just was like really like choppy looking, and then I saw this candle and I was like, not today. I am so good on that. But also, I just wanted to also catch you guys up on what was happening with the in my last video. I talked about those 3 eval accounts that were close to passing, that I either had to pass or fail. I ended up passing one of them and then blowing the other 2. So I've got oh shoot, bro, that's crazy. Okay, so you can see here I actually passed another eval. I'll pull that trade up for you guys to see, but I ended up passing one of those 3 accounts that I was looking at last week, and so you can see I have 1, 2, 3, 4 accounts. This is the fresh account here. This eval I basically blew today, but I also passed another eval today, so I'm about to have 5 funded Apex accounts, which is super sick. I totally forgot I placed this trade. I was like, $4,000. I was like, okay, cool. And that's what I like to do with these these evals, right? If I can pass them in one trade, I'll take on a pretty heavy size and set my stop loss, set my take profit, and just kind of roll with it. And you know, it's nice because then I don't have to spend all this time like trading the evals. I can just get them into the fundeds and then slowly trade the fundeds, right? But I also think I'm going to start using TradeSyncer because I have 2 other funded accounts with Top 1, and I kind of want to just trade those alongside the accounts that I'm trading on Apex. So that way I can just do it all together. All right, where's the account that I passed? Is it this one? Okay, I took the trade on ES, so let's go over to ES. Nope, that's MQ. ES. Oh yeah, look at this, baby. Look at this sexy ass trade. Alright, this is the trade I took today. This is Asia session on a Sunday to pass my eval. This is cool. Show you guys. Alright. So where did I enter? Entered right here. I had my stop loss below right there. And then yeah, I was just targeting this this other structure as soon as it opened, right? It shot down. So I was kind of just looking for a reversal here. Boom. Got out right there. 3.5R. I was basically risking the account to pass it, and as you can see, I did, which is super sick. How about that? But that's all I got for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more content like this, more videos to come. Thank you so much for all the likes and the comments. It means the world to me, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.